Hello everyone, welcome to Computer Science 318. That's our last video, last lecture, very short video, kind of farewell, final notes for this class. Okay, so first off, let's talk about the final exam. As of now, it is scheduled for April 30th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Despite the fact that it's scheduled for a specific time, I will make it available, since it will be online, I'll make it available throughout the entire day. Okay, you can take it at any moment, but within that day, April 30th. Okay. So, content-wise, it'll be open book, open note, open internet, everything open. The majority of the questions will come from quizzes and the midterms, midterm number 1, midterm number 2. Okay. Then, technically, everything which was ever mentioned, written, talked about, discussed, everything on the slides, everything on the notes is a fair game to appear on the final exam. Okay, but again, the majority of the questions will repeat from the quizzes and the midterms. Just keep that in mind and study them. Okay, you're gonna have 2 hours. You'll be automatically submitted, right? No, you will not be automatically submitted, but I'll be counting. I'll be counting people who did not submit on time. What else? Yeah, cool. So, at this moment, usually at the end of each class, I usually ask students, okay, so like who thinks that he's enjoying computer science, he's really enjoying the entire process, everything is cool, and that he has zero doubt that computer science is for him and he definitely wants to be a software developer, okay? And usually in 318 class, like the majority of people raise their hands. Because it's such like if you made that far, that means like you're definitely intellectually capable of doing that, and you like it, you enjoy it. It's very difficult to do what we do without liking it, without having particular joy doing that. Okay, so this 318 class is different from, I guess, other computer science classes in a way that we study algorithms. And we're not really coding, we're just like mathematically trying to analyze everything. And that's something which you will definitely be doing in grad school if you decide to go to grad school. Okay? If you decide not to go to grad school, then I don't know, maybe 50% of the knowledge which you got from this will be applicable, I would say. But if you become a software developer, right? If you like finish college and then you go to the industry immediately, you will not be thinking about algorithms that much. I would say you would still need to know big O, big theta, big omega. You would still need to know a couple of algorithms. You would definitely need to know the sorting algorithms, 100,000%, definitely. Okay. Yeah. So after that, you will have anyway. So. Sorry, the question was like, do you enjoy, right? And like some people, a lot of people raise their hands, and I'm very excited for, like, if that sounds like you, if you sincerely enjoy computer science, everything we're doing here, then you're definitely where you should be. Congrats, welcome to this family. That's very good. That's very good. Yeah, if you enjoyed everything else apart from this class, that means that maybe like grad school and theoretical computer science isn't really for you. But software development like is, okay. So again, if you enjoyed, for example, the 26 to 27, but you didn't enjoy this class, it does not mean that you are a bad computer scientist. No, that means you don't really like the theory, you like practical stuff more, okay, and that's perfectly fine. Okay, just like different area of computer science. Yeah. Then I usually also ask, is there anyone who feels that like he doesn't really like what's going on, he doesn't like computer science, he did not enjoy this class and other classes like previously to that, and usually nobody raises their hands, okay, because again, most likely such people will like we did it out by the time they take 318, because that's a like higher level class. But if that's how you feel, if you just like feel shy to say that out loud, I would highly recommend kind of to think about that, to ponder, and there is no right or wrong decision, and like there is no one who's gonna tell you like hey, you should be doing this, because that's kind of your life. It's your responsibility to make decisions for your life, you know, and some people decide that they don't want to do computer science and they switch. So for example, like all the professors you have, right? For example, me, I don't do computer science, I don't code. I teach people how to code. That's different. So at some point I realized that coding is not for me. And I'm very actually glad that I did, because I remember when I was coding and I just felt like, I was definitely capable of doing that, and I kind of enjoyed it, but not as much as being in front of people. And that thing, like sitting in front of the computer, is too introverted for me. Like I really needed people, like talking to them. And at some point I just realized that like coding, hardcore computer science isn't for me. I don't enjoy that. And I'm very glad that I did. And I was kind of, was brave enough to admit it to myself, because at that moment my life started changing and I started thinking, okay, so if coding is not for me, like what else is? Okay. And if that's how you feel, I definitely encourage you not to suppress that. Nobody says that you should drop out of college or switch the major. No. Just like kind of to acknowledge that first. Okay. I remember actually this semester I had a student, and he came to me with to withdraw from a class. Okay, that was before the coronavirus was a thing. And I take a look at the form, and the form was usually like longer than a usual form to withdraw. But then I actually started reading that, and it turns out that he was dropping out of college, not only the class, but college. And not like he was transferring to some other college, no, he was dropping out completely. And so I talked to him, but at the end of the day, that's his decision. He decided it for himself, and I was just supportive of him. So in life, that's not how it works. Not like people who went to college and who graduated, they're very successful, for example, and they're super happy. And people who didn't go to college or not, no. There is no correlation like that. And it's very difficult to figure out like what's for you. So and you have to decide it for yourself at the end of the day. So that's why I didn't say anything like bad in it. I was very supportive. Worst case scenario, he will realize that he actually wants to go to college and he'll come back in a year. Like he wasted, or he invested a year of his life to do something else. But look, it's life. Like it's a small portion, okay? And if he is actually going to realize something important, then it's perfect. Like it's very beneficial. It's definitely much better than kind of going to college and suffering. That's definitely much better than that. Okay. What else? Final exam is worth 20% of your final grade. Now, and it's also going to replace the lowest midterm grade. For example, for the first midterm you had 90, for the second midterm you had 70, for the final exam you also have 90. Okay. In this case, that 90 will be the grade for the final exam and for the second midterm. So you're going to have 90, 90, 90. Okay. So that's why it's actually it's 20%, right? But it can be like 40, kind of. Hope it makes sense. What else? On this YouTube channel, okay, very soon I'll be publishing videos. There'll be a separate series of videos called I Wish I Knew This When I Was in College. It will not be about computer science or Java or C++, C Sharp. It will be more about personal development, personal growth. I feel that there are a lot of things which students are not told, and there is some they definitely should be told something which they're not, and that's just because not like somebody's hiding something from you. It's not in the syllabus and it's not in the conventional pipeline of classes, right? So for example, if I spend some time talking about how to find a job, that's technically not in the syllabus, and there is no class for it, right? So some people theoretically can complain, some students can complain, like, why is he teaching us how to find a job versus to do algorithms, right? So that's possible. But I definitely know that there is a demand, there is an audience for it, and especially on YouTube, maybe somebody else will notice that, some other students. That's why I highly recommend watching that if you're interested in it. Okay, there'll be only my personal subjective opinion. You don't have to listen to that at all. Right, but yeah, so there'll be a series of videos like I wish I knew this when I was in college, and there will definitely be 1 or 2 videos about I think I'll call it This Changed My Life Completely, and it's also a clickbaiting title in designed on purpose, but it's not going to be something Like if you type something up, like motivational video in YouTube, you will see a video which will also be called watch this and your life will never be the same. And usually when you watch that, you realize that, okay, so that's a clickbaiting title, nothing's changing, it's more about some tips which you probably already know about, but but that can be useful to be motivated as well by YouTube. But no, in my case, I'll be talking about something which definitely changed my life, and it'll be very, very specific, and it will be something which most likely you did not hear about. Okay. What else? So stay tuned. Over the summer, we're going to offer 3 classes. One of them will be 190. You're probably not interested in it. Then I'll be offering web development 330 and cybersecurity. Okay, so in cybersecurity, we'll be talking about like the basics, basically how the cybersecurity is structured, what to do, what not to do, what the job of the cybersecurity specialist is like. We'll be installing a lot of virtual machines on your computer. Okay, you will get familiar with something called Kali Linux. So you probably know Linux operating system. It has a lot of distributions, and one of them is called Kali. Kali Linux is the version of Linux made specifically for cybersecurity. It contains a lot of tools which allows you to hack things easier. So I don't know, think about writing code in Eclipse and writing code in a text editor and then compiling that through the command line. Through the command line, it's a lot more difficult and complicated. Through Eclipse, it's a lot easier. So that's kind of stuff. So like, we'll be installing, Kali Linux is a distribution of Linux which has already a lot of tools for hacking other computers installed already. So they're built in. Okay, hope it makes sense. Now, another thing which we'll be talking about, another class is 330, also web development. There we'll go one of the 2 routes. We'll either be talking about how to create very beautiful website from the aesthetical perspective, right? How to make something look very beautiful. And in this case, we'll be focusing on HTML and CSS. Okay, how to draw a circle, how to draw like preloaded, for example. You've probably seen like very beautiful websites with not like spinning circle, but something beautiful. I remember I saw a fish swimming like in the pond or like in the tank. So we'll either go that way, right? So we'll create something very, very beautiful, or we'll go the route of creating web application. Single page web applications. Okay. So last semester, I was offering that class. So in fall, there was also that class, and we actually went that route. Okay. So what we're doing, we're creating single page web applications, which basically means just at the end of the class, you come up with an idea. Okay. So for example, we had a student last semester who created a poker game, simplified version. Okay. So he was able to select 2 cards. Okay, and then the other 5 cards for flop, turn, river, and then the application was automatically selecting and highlighting the best hand and naming that best hand. Okay, there was another student who kind of created an application for music, so it was randomly generated the chord progressions. He was not playing them though, but generating them, and then he was able to store that in the database, then pull that out from the database. Delete it from the database, that kind of stuff. So technology-wise, what we'll be using is, what is that? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, Angular as a front-end web application framework, and Firebase, most likely Firebase, okay, and Angular Fire for the database, okay. And honestly, the part which I love about that is whatever you can think of, like any idea for your application, we can actually create that on a simple level, at least on a simple level. Okay. What else? I think that's it. Anyway, cool. I'm very excited for you. You are that close to actually finishing up with this class. Just prepare for the final exam. I wish you best of luck. Let me know if you have any questions. And I'll see you guys later. Hopefully by August, the entire coronavirus thing will fade away, and I'll see you in person. Okay? I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.